morning, guys. I'm still here in Polk City, Florida at this Love's. I feel a little better today, but me feeling a little better was terminated because I woke up and my alternator wasn't charging my batteries. So I had signs of it that I guess I didn't catch because they were very minor. Like yesterday when I stopped, my volts was going down, and then I bumped it up and it went back to normal. So I was like, oh, okay, it's okay. But then I got up, my truck was running, I was getting ready to go, and then my truck, I got the engine cut off, and you can see my volts just dropping. So yeah, I hook up to test out if it's the battery or the alternator. I hooked up jumper cables from my, where are the jumper cables? I hooked up jumper cables from my reefer down into my batteries, and my batteries were being charged. So at that point I made it, it's pretty obvious that my alternator's dead. So I gotta replace that. Now, fortunately, me serving in the military, I got buddies all over the country. Fortunately, my buddy today, he's off. He's gonna come get me, and we're gonna run to the parts store and get this alternator and get it replaced. And then maybe me and him can go catch up on, get some food or something like that. Haven't seen him. I got out of the military in 2015, so I haven't seen him in 8 years in person. Me and him talk a lot, but other than that, I haven't seen him, in a long time. So it'll be a great reunion. Also, I can't catch a break, man. This is one thing when people ask me about the trucking industry and they want to get into being an owner-operator, I tell them, don't just listen to everybody that has the good things to say. Yes, it's good. When it's good, it's good. But when it's bad, it's bad. So just on my truck, replacing the hub. Between the hub, remember last week I had the tensioner and now the alternator. And then my other truck, something was wrong with the DPF. That was $5 grand. And then the 2 weeks before that, when my dad broke down and we had to buy a new rear end, that was another $5 grand. So a lot of money gets spent. So I'm about to take this alternator off and then wait on my buddy to get here, and then we could just roll over there to go get this new alternator. So look, I got my jumper cables coming off my reefer and charging my batteries so I can use my accessories on the inside while my alternator's off and I can't run the truck. That way my batteries don't die. So here's the new alternator. Just got the Loves to put in the new pulley. It's pretty simple. Put your positive wire on and then put your ground on over here. Takes these 4 bolts into the block. I think they're 5/8 bolts. Put them down, and then you go back over there and tension your tension your belt back up around all your pulleys. Honestly, tensioning your putting all the tension back, putting your belts back on is probably the hardest part of this whole thing. So start these 2 bolts right here, top bolts. Oh man. hardest part right here. when getting this, your AC compressor, getting around that bottom main on a main pulley and around just perfectly, that's the hardest part. Because if you're off even by, if your belt's off a little bit, chew your belt up, off on the road, then you're calling people to come deliver you a belt. So that's the hardest part. Now impacts, you gotta be careful with impacts because you don't know what too much is. So get them on there a little snug. You don't want to get them on there too tight. You don't want it to be too loose either though. All right. Get on there pretty tight. It should be good. And then, you know, after a little while, I'll come back and check if it's tight. See, it's the hard part right here, because it's loose right here. And these belts fit on very tight. So you kind of got to start it off on this side. Got my reefer running continuous, just powering my batteries, alternator charging my batteries for the time being. It's not just for right now. And that also works if you're in a bind. Your alternator, if your alternator dies on your reefer and you're under a load, you run your cables, zip tie them all the way to your reefer, and you let your truck alternator charge your battery up here. That way your reefer keeps running until you are able to go get your own alternator. So just a little tip for hauling reefer. Now this right here, there's two tensioners. This one's the one that does all the accessories. This bigger tensioner right here is what drives your fan. So water pump, I think water pump, yeah, water pump. That's your main pulley tensioner. So you want it has to go over here under your main pulley, right? And then right over the tensioner. So it's gonna go off your main pulley, come up this way, and then come back down over your main pulley. Now this is the hardest part. That's a different size, that's 1/2 inch. Now I gotta find where that coolant leak is coming from. That's why it's important as an owner-operator to have a couple parts on hand. That way you can fix your own stuff. It might be the 5/8 actually. Nope. That's it right there. So then there goes a diagram showing you how it's supposed to be done too. So actually, this is the bad part about it. evening. This week has been a very fruitful week, and not in a good way. Plagued with two repairs. Luckily, it's something. One is the alternator, which I mean you guys know by now. And the second one that happened on Monday was my engine lost prime from changing the oil fuel filters. And if you have a pack car, you know how hard it is to prime a pack car. So instead of paying somebody to come out here and prime my truck for me with the machine, I figured out how to do it the Harbor Freight way, and it worked out, thankfully. So I only ended up spending $100 to prime my engine. The crazy thing is I had a mechanic out there. He tried to prime it. I don't think he knew what he was doing. He gave up, and he was like, "Oh, I think it's your injectors." But see, that's the issue with mechanics. They'll have you chasing problems that are not even issues. So just say if I didn't even use logical sense and said, "Hey, it can't be my injectors. The truck was just it was just on earlier." If I would have just went ahead with his what he said, I would have been replacing injectors for no reason. So sometimes you gotta, use common sense and think about stuff yourself. And just because you call a mechanic doesn't mean he's correct. But I got it running about 2 hours ago. Got a load here out of Bloomingdale, Georgia, going to Brundidge, Alabama, overnight to Walmart. So yeah, make it up. It's supposed to be produce. I come here a lot to this Americold, but I never load over here on the produce side. I always load back here on the frozen side. So this time I'm loading over here. So we'll see how that goes. It looks like there's a big line. There's at least 7 trucks out there waiting. So we'll see. Nope. Oh, let's go, man. That's what I'm talking about. I don't like that tall pallet, but we'll make it work. Oh, man, it said I had mangoes, grapefruits. I love mangoes, man. I love mangoes. Ooh, look at these are I need to hurry up, but these are dragon fruits. Pretty awesome. Not a fan. Melons. What are those? Cantaloupes, I think so. Papaya, pineapple, honeydew, yeah. So pretty awesome. I love fruit. This I love pineapple. Pineapple is the best. Now they said the seal's on the floor. Oh, there it is. So let's get checked out and be on our way to Brundidge, Alabama. guys, I hope they take their time. You've been to Brundidge, there's really no place to park. So hopefully they take their time. I'm talking about 4 hours, 7 hours, be better. But we'll see. Walmart usually, man. Usually Walmart is 2 hours. Get in, get out. Usually I keep it snug against the fifth wheel. I mean, you gotta pull forward at Walmart, drop your trailer at Walmart. But I keep it snug against the fifth wheel. That way I can feel when they start unloading me. And I kinda got an idea. I was like, oh, it's the time I'm leaving. But I'm about to go check in. Then I'll be taking a nap after this, so I'll catch y'all. Well guys, we got a load going from picking up in Jax, Alabama, going to Haines City, Florida, McLean's. So when I do my trip planning, like I already know I'm going to Haines City. So either I'm gonna try to make it to Marianna, or Madison, Florida, or even closer, maybe Ocala. But when I trip plan, I use my GPS, right? It suggests me a route, right? And GPS can be wrong. So it says, hey, 231, which is the highway right there, make a left, merge on 125, 167 to 114. So when I'm going in roads I'm not familiar of, I come to my atlas, right? I look at it. 167, 114, or 125. Low clearances. None. Doesn't say. No way stations, of course, because Alabama doesn't really have only but one. And then right here, 167, 125, or what? None. So that's how I trip plan every trip, especially if I don't, like, it's my first time there. This atlas is, you can't just always follow your GPS, but this is just my trip plan to my pickup. So we're right here in Brundidge, 231. This is gonna be 125 down to 167, and then 114 is somewhere right here, a little small road. It's not on the map. It's a county road. So then I'm looking like, okay, now I know where I'm at. What 167 maybe down to Enterprise, 84 into Dothan, then down 231 into Florida, down into 10. So just when he gave me that load, that's what I expected to go. Like that was already my thought process. I already know from Enterprise to Dothan is good, and from Dothan down to 10, I'm good. The only thing I need to go, so I mean, once I get loaded, I already know my route in my head. then I'll get my GPS and look at that route and see if it's kind of similar to what I would do in my head. So, about to leave right now. Let me, no, in 6 minutes. So I'm about to go pay these people that are parked. This is actually a paid parking lot. Walmart is that way, maybe like 2 miles down the road. So these guys, fortunately, if you come in the middle of the night, they don't charge you. But when they come in, if you don't leave by the time they come in, then it's like you should pay, you know what I mean? Because you did use their lot. But sometimes I come here to Brundidge, come here for 3, 4, 5 hours, and then leave early in the morning when they're not here, because there's nobody here to collect. But right now, somebody collect. They did let me use their spot, so I'm gonna go in there and pay these guys for their for being nice to us and letting us use their lot and trusting us. So y'all keep this lot clean, so we could always use it. It's a trucking company. It's called Patriot Trucking, I guess. Well, we made it to Jack, Alabama. I think this place is called Wayne Farms. It's a chicken place, so it says I'm picking up 16,000 of chicken. Hopefully that's fresh chicken, so I already know I'm gonna need a wash out after that, probably, for the most part. Usually fresh, don't make a mistake. I know somebody that ran fresh chicken at, I think it was like 36. That load is bad. When you run chicken, it's between 26 to 30 for the most part. 26 to 30. Always confirm your temperatures though. So I'm already pre-cooled to 26. Trying to find a parking spot. Man, these places are always tight. Is there a spot right here? No, there isn't. Oh, yes, there is. This might be one right there too. But let's get checked in, and I'll get back with y'all. We still here at Jack, Alabama. I'm literally seeing trucks come and go all day, and I'm literally the last person to get loaded. I'm just not backing into a door, so it's this thing with hauling fresh chicken, man. You're at the mercy of when they have your product ready. So I've been here. I don't know if it's gonna focus. Looks like 11 hours almost. By the time I leave, it's gonna be 12, 13 hours. So this is what I dislike about hauling chicken. They're gonna load me with enough time to get to where I need to go. It's kind of how it's gonna be. Then when I get, and this is gonna happen, watch, mark my word. We're gonna get to where we need to go, and they're gonna say, oh, I'm a rush there for 9, right, to Orlando, or to Haines City, Florida. And then they're gonna call me and say, hey, you don't unload, your appointment ain't till 1. Come back in 3 hours. That's what they're gonna do, watch. Mark my word. Well, finally loaded. Ridiculous. 12 hours. Oh man, it's ridiculous. About 12 hours sitting there to get loaded. But we're on the way now. Haines City, Florida. It says 426 miles. So I say about 7 hours. 6.5 hours maybe. So that puts me there around 9:30. If everything goes good, 9:30. But if you know anything about Orlando, between Orlando and Tampa, you know that stretch of I-4 is ridiculous with traffic. And then especially going towards Haines City, once you push through traffic and on I-4, that's that. But once you start going in down 27, man, 27 has 1,000 red lights, so there's no telling with that. So, like they just said, get there and they'll deal with it. But it's ridiculous. This is the downside of hauling chicken. You wait for your product. And it's sad because you see all these other trucks come in and out. Hundreds of trucks came in and out today. I'm the last one. But we on the way. Haven't ate all day. So try to stop and get a hot dog or something at least. But I told you this route, I already knew, I kind of had it in my mind that it was going to have me go to Enterprise, then into Dothan. Then I said it earlier, and I said it earlier in the video. So my GPS is, you know, it's verifying my thoughts. You know what I mean? So that's how you kind of got a trip plan. That's how I kind of trip plan. From experience, I know I can go this way. This is the way that makes sense to me. Then I use my GPS. Verify with my, compare my route to the GPS, and if the GPS recommends anything, then I bounce my atlas off my GPS. You know what I mean? I look at the routes that the GPS is telling me to do, and look at my atlas, and then kind of say, okay, yeah, we can go this way. These roads are legal. So that's how you kind of got a trip plan. That's how I trip plan. So let's get the Haines City. Hopefully there's no issue. Look at all these trucks, man. Just horrible trip planning, man. Like, what the hell? Every time I come to fuel, I always get pumped 20 for some reason. Guys, oh man. It's not just a bad week this week, man. Seems like I'm always having bad weeks. But good news is I did find somebody that wants to buy my trailer. So not all bad. So if I make it home this week, today or tomorrow, whenever I make it home, if I do go home, there's a guy that's interested in buying my trailer. So now, I was being so negative, but at least that's a positive. I can say that. That's weird. Look, I'm trying to get a light right here, but there's pieces of steel like up to here, the whole fifth wheel right here. There's little walls, steel right here, so I don't know how people run this light. Do they run it up to that light, or I wonder how they do it. Anybody in the comments, if y'all know how to get this light wired, I surely appreciate it. About $300. We'll pump a little bit. We'll pump 325. Wow, man. 330. This guy's doing, but I'm going inside, give me a coffee. Well, we made it to the infamous, in my books, the infamous Highway 27. This Highway 27, if I despise any highway, is Highway 27 South. Matter of fact, all of Highway 27 in Florida. Because there's literally 1,000 stoplights. It's 14 miles. It's probably gonna take me about 30-40 minutes to get to where I need to go. That's how many lights are on this highway. Horrible. Literally the worst highway. Despise it. This is how you get to Walmart in Winter Haven. This is one of the ways you get to Arcadia, Belgrade, Florida, down towards Miami. There's one way to get here. This highway, I've been up and down this highway. This highway and Interstate 81 are the most traveled roads I've ever been on. This highway, this is me and my brother. We used to pick up in Brockport, New York, upstate New York. It was a load of, it was like frozen vegetables that went down to here, to the Arcadia down here, and Walmart in Arcadia, Florida, the distribution center. And it's out in the middle of nowhere. That Walmart, if you ever been to Arcadia, Florida, that Walmart, it's middle of nowhere. But we used to do that. That was our load. We did that once a week. He did one and I did one. When he was up there, I was down here, and vice versa. Now this is 544. If you turn that way, if you go this way, which would be west, you go, that's where Walmart in Winter Haven, the distribution center, is maybe like 5 miles down that way. If you want to go to Arcadia distribution, it's probably like 120 miles down that way. were supposed to be here at 9, but they didn't load me till 3 o'clock this morning. Yeah, 3 o'clock this morning, because it's like a 7-hour drive. They didn't load me till 3 o'clock this morning. I got 1 hour left to my mandatory 30-minute break. So 3 o'clock, I was destined not to make it. I think last night when I recorded that video, I told you they were gonna record me and give me enough time to make my appointment. So, but they didn't even give me that because I'm late. I'm an hour late. So the brokers was been talking to these people about this chicken. So they said if you just give them a rough estimate, they'll get you situated. Usually people don't play about fresh chicken. If you're a little late, sometimes they're pretty lenient because fresh chicken doesn't have a long shelf life. And like I said, temperature wise, people don't play about it. They don't want it sitting on the trailer for a long time. Who's at Walmart? Is it Walmart? Walmart's very sensitive about fresh chicken. Very, very sensitive. So you kind of got to be careful on what you hauling fresh chicken. I've never been to this place, but on Google Maps it did say that you can park on the street, so that's a plus right there. So my dispatcher secured my detention pay for my pickup. So I'm gonna go here and make this delivery. I'm fine with that because they secured it. If he didn't secure it, then I'd probably be like, hey, they need to give us something. My dispatcher is pretty good with fighting for detention, so I never really have an issue with detention. Usually I forget about detention and he'll call me and be like, oh, I got you $300 of detention. I'll be like, oh shit, I forgot about it. But it's smart to, I think it would be smart to keep track of your detention, because you can, if you're not worried about it, trucking companies can just pocket that, really, if they wanted to, and just not tell you that they got it. That guy didn't have a wheel on one of his axles. It's pretty dangerous. But since I ain't gonna have enough time, I could just park out on the street. And then to payday, I can get some food delivered, or my homeboy lives out here. Or I can go back to that pilot. Because Nemitz, the guy that helped me with my alternator last week, he lives way closer to this spot right here than where the Loves he came pick me up that one time, or last week. So he did offer me a room a couple days ago. But if I'm here, if I get here and I'm here for 4 hours, I'll just stay here for 10 hours, because there's no point of moving my truck for just to be at a truck stop. I need to try to make it home to sell this trailer. Having a class or something. And it's like, oh, look at all these refrigerator trucks. open these doors. Fortunately, they got us good to go. This chicken smells wonderful. It smells like fried chicken, really. Smells good. Small chicken tenderloins, chicken tenders. Ah, what? Okay. Smells great. Back into this door. I think that guy that's right next to me, he's one of the guys that was up there getting loaded with me. He got there after me. Left before me. It's crazy. Trash smells disgusting, bro. Oh, man. I'm about to run in here, check in, use the bathroom. I know my switch broke for some reason. Run in, check use the bathroom, and hopefully we can get it.